friends, good evening and happy Monday. It's me, Cassandra from Mobile Om Yoga, and I'm so grateful to be bringing you this virtual yoga practice from the San Pedro Creek Culture Park here in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm right here along San Pedro Creek, and I'm featuring this amazing mural behind me, which was designed by a local artist by the name of Adriana Garcia. So the name of this particular piece is De Todos Caminos Somos Todos Unos, which means from all roads, we are all one. This particular piece is a celebration of how the waterways in San Antonio have been a catalyst for bringing people together throughout our history. And it is a celebration of that unity and connection among all of us. So I thought it would be a really great space to share with you all this Monday evening. So thank you all from wherever you are for joining me. And thanks to the San Antonio River Authority for sponsoring this opportunity for us to come together. So without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead, unroll your mat wherever you are, and let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin in a comfortable seated position, right in the center of your mats. And take a moment to get nice and comfortable. See if you need to take your knees a little wider, or maybe taking the feet out a little bit further away from the body, and finding yourself nice and grounded here. Sitting up nice and tall through the crown of the head, and go ahead and let your eyelids soften close. So to begin today's practice, we will begin with a simple pranayama exercise or breathing practice that will just require you to count your own breath. So I want you to create an inhale that is 5 counts long, and then an exhale that is also 5 counts long. So these counts can be whatever makes sense for you today, but try to make both the inhale and the exhale equal space. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. As you mindfully bring yourself here, watching your breath, counting your breath. The first process of beginning to arrive more mindfully right here in this present moment. Just a couple more rounds of this 5 count breath in and out through your nose. Keeping in mind that you're sitting up with a nice tall posture, keeping your heart and chest nice and open to receive this breath. When you finish your next exhale, just let your breath come back to a natural pattern. Allow the palms of your hands to come together in front of you and touch your thumbs to your heart center, sitting up a little bit tall or reaching the heart into the thumbs. Spreading all 5 fingers away from you, take a moment as you're tapping your thumbs into the center of your chest to bring your awareness to that heart space. Take a moment to set an intention. What was your motivation for showing up this evening? Arrive here mindfully. And just remind yourself why you've chosen this practice. Your next inhale, go ahead and open up your eyes. We're going to inhale, reach all 10 fingers up to the sky. And then as you exhale, take it over to the right side, finding just a gentle side body stretch. A couple breaths here, in and out. We're going to inhale up to center with your next breath. Exhale over to the left side, finding that side body stretch, opening the right rib cage here. A couple of breaths. Inhale, go ahead and come all the way back up into center. And as you exhale, take it down into forward fold. Breathing now up into the back of your body, the back of the heart. Let your head get really heavy. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come all the way back upright. And just gently switch the crossing of your legs. Bring your opposite shin in front. Hands are going to come onto the knees. We're going to begin to make a big circle, inhaling forward and exhaling back. Big circles with your spine. This is called our Sufi Grind, our opportunity to begin waking up the energy in our spine. a couple more rounds. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. You can close the eyes here. So you're really drawing your awareness to what it feels like to move. And when you come to the back of that next exhale, pause and begin moving in the opposite direction. Big inhales forward, exhaling back. Your eyes are closed. You can imagine your focus is through the center of your forehead or a third eye. And then you'll begin to make each round of your circle just a little bit smaller than the one before. So you're spiraling this energy inward until you're barely even moving around your spine. And once again, you find yourself sitting still, sitting upright, but still getting a sense of that swirling energy. All right, we're going to keep that swirling energy going. Take your arms out to the side, bring them into cactus, and then you're going to bring index finger to thumb, finding your Gyan Mudra, or Mudra for wisdom. All right, we're going to move a little more rapidly this time. You're going to inhale, start to twist to your left, and as you exhale, twist to your right. So inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. And then move back and forth just like that, a little quicker. So that twisting motion is actually pushing your breath out. So you can keep your head neutral here, just gazing to the front and just letting your spine twist around. Or you can take your head with your chest and let your head go back and forth as well. So just a few more moments here. Perhaps you're closing your eyes again, gazing through that third eye. Finding a little bit of rhythm here, a little momentum as we start to lubricate this rotation, motion of our spine. On your next inhale, come into center. Reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, take it into forward fold. Now you're folding with the opposite leg in front. See how that feels? And take a moment, take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and come all the way upright. Bring your chest high. All right, go ahead and just switch your shins to one side and go ahead, begin pressing yourself upright. We're going to find child's pose. Knees nice and wide, hips onto the heels. Walk your fingertips to the top of your mat. Plant your forehead down. Take a few long, deep breaths here, filling up and emptying out. Really connect the palms down into the ground. Feel them activate. Lift your elbows, lift your shoulder, your armpits. Shrug the shoulders down the back. Sit your hips to the heels. Begin to gently engage your navel towards the spine. And take one more full round of breath in and out here. Your next inhale, press through the palms. Begin to lift yourself all the way up, finding tabletop pose. Wrists coming under shoulders, knees under the hips. Moving into cat-cow. Inhale, let the belly drop. Lift up the gaze, feel the heart opening. Exhale to round it out. Tuck the chin and tailbone, the back of the heart pressing high. Inhale, belly down, gaze up. Exhale, press and round. Again, inhale, belly down, gaze up. Exhale to press and round. One more time. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. And exhale to tuck and round. And then pause in a neutral spine. We're going to add some movement into the legs. So keeping both hands planted, reach the right heel back behind you. Really activate through the sole of the foot. Draw your navel in for support. Press through the crown of your head so you're feeling length from heel to crown. And then you're going to inhale into that funky cow pose. So you're going to lift your heel and lift your gaze. Try to arch as much as you can into the back. And then as you exhale, that funky cat. Draw your knee to your nose, pressing into the mat, rounding. Two more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lift. Okay, one more. We're going to draw it in and pause. And then you're just going to bring that right foot between your hands. Begin to walk it forward so that you can begin to sink into the front of that left hip. So as you sink into your left hip, you get more space to walk that right foot forward. You want your ankle planting right underneath your knee. Once you're planted, begin to lift up the chest. Hands can land on your front thigh. Interlace them there. Or you can extend them all the way up to the sky. Start to breathe back into that expansive. Maybe you're counting again. 5 counts inhale, 5 count exhale. Soften what doesn't need to be engaged here. Your face, your jaw, your shoulders. One more breath. And then as you exhale, go ahead and come down. We're going to find a half split. So you're going to begin to straighten your right leg, peel the right toes off the ground. Reaching your heart towards your toes. You need to bring your hands up onto your leg. That's available. Maybe you bring that right hand to the outside of your right foot and gently pull back on the toes as you reach your heart long. You want to really feel the line of energy. You're starting to wake up in the back of that right leg. Taking one more breath in and out here. And then begin to release. If you took the right hand to the foot, then back into the right knee, walk your hands forward. You're going to take that right knee back to meet your left. So we're not quite in tabletop. The knees are still a little bit back. We're going to take a modified Chaturanga to lower down, belly to the ground. Inhale, begin to swim up the chest, squeeze the elbows in, lift the heart. Exhale, lower. 2 more just like that, finding the cobra pose. Inhale, lift the heart, draw the navel up, opening. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, lift the heart, squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, down. And then press yourself up and into tabletop pose. Stacking again, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll take the left leg back this time, really active. Flex the foot, draw the navel in towards the spine, finding that energy from the left heel to the crown of the head, reaching in opposite directions. All right, now moving into that funky cat-cow. You'll inhale, lift your left heel, lift the gaze. Exhale, knee to nose, draw it in. Inhale, reach it out, lift the gaze. Exhale, knee toward your nose. Inhale, left heel back, heart rise. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one here. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to nose and pause. Draw it in a little bit further. You're going to bring your left foot now in between your hands. And again, you'll walk it forward as you're dipping into that right hip flexor. Taking a moment to get the ankle of your left foot underneath the left knee. And then begin to peel yourself off the mat. Interlace your hands on your front thigh. Or you can reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Pause and breathe here. Long, full, and deep. Softening what you no longer need in the face and the shoulders, the jaw. One more breath. And with your exhale, bring the hands down. Begin to take that half splits. Straightening in the left leg. Flexing your left toes. Maybe the left hand comes onto the foot, or again, you can reach your hands up onto your thigh if you need to be a little bit higher. So sink into sensation, listen to the language of sensation, and allow your breath to be that natural source of ease. One more breath, in and out. You took the left hand to the foot, release it down, bend into the right knee. We're going to do a little different transition. This time, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and you're going to step feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, walk your feet a little bit wider than the hips. And as you exhale, we're going to fold all the way down. Give your head a good shake, yes. And give your head a good shake, no. You can leave the fingertips on the ground or reach over to opposite elbows. And maybe finding a little bit of sway or shake or movement here. And go ahead and release your fingertips down to meet the floor. Take an inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins or up to the thighs to really get long through the crown. Melt the knees as you fold forward. And then we're gonna come all the way up to standing. Reach out and up, lifting the fingertips into upward salute. Exhale, hands come down into heart center. Tadasana, take a moment. And from your Tadasana, you're gonna take a big step back to the back of your mat with your left foot and then turn both of your feet out to the side. So we're gonna come into what we call starfish. So your points of your star, your hands, your feet, and the crown of your head. Imagine you're expanding out as long as you can. So we're going to inhale here, and as you exhale, we're gonna begin to come down into goddess. So moving between those. Inhale up into starfish. Exhale, come down into goddess. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Again, inhale, coming up. Exhale, come down. Let's pause. Opening up the chest. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your right elbow towards your right knee, tipping over to the right side. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, left elbow, left knee. Take an inhale, exhale here. Inhale, back to center. One more time. Right elbow to right knee. And breathing here. Transition through center on your inhale. Exhale to the left side and breathe here. On your next inhale, come back to center. Stay for your exhale. Inhale back into star pose. You're going to turn your feet parallel to each other, hands to hips, and then take a wide leg forward fold all the way down. Hands come to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, walking your hands between your legs to find your deep forward bend here. Long, deep breaths. And begin to bring your hands back forward. Walk them underneath your shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hands to hips. And on your next inhale, you'll rise all the way up to standing. All right, turn your right toes outward. We're gonna leave both legs straight. Find triangle pose. On your inhale, reach long over the right toes. And then tick-tock, right hand down, left arm reaching up to the sky. Anchoring into the feet. Anchoring your navel towards your spine. And then finding your breath to help you create ease wherever we don't need to work right now. So our face should be at ease, the jaw, the shoulders. On your next inhale, you're gonna rise, and as you exhale, bend into that right knee, find warrior two, gazing over the right fingertips. As you feel the heels root down, lift through the crown, feel fingers reaching in opposite directions. Then turn both palms up to the sky. You're gonna inhale and reverse your warrior. Scoop up and open through that right side. Keep bending in your right knee as you reach a little deeper through the right fingertips. Big, deep breath here. On your next inhale, rise up. Straighten your right knee. Turn your right foot parallel to your left, and then turn your left toes open. Now we're going to take triangle on the left side. Sassing kind of into that right hip, lengthening through the left arm. Left hand to the shin, right arm up to the sky. Drawing in your navel as a fulcrum here, as a balancing point. So you can reach up and open up as you anchor down through the feet. And on your next inhale, rise all the way up. As you exhale, bend into your left knee, gaze over your left fingertips, warrior two. Take a big breath in. And a breath out, get deeper in your left knee. Let's flip the palms. On your next inhale, scoop it up and back, reverse your warrior. Take a big breath in. Keep sending that left knee into a deep bend. One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. On the inhale, begin to rise. Straightening in your left knee. Turning your feet parallel. And you're going to just turn your right toes forward. And you're going to step your back foot about halfway up your mat. So now we're turning ourselves to face the front of the mat. Square the hips, square the shoulders. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, begin to fold long into your pyramid pose. So you're continuing to pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Softening a bit in your right knee. Hands can come onto the shin or leg, or all the way down to the floor. Take a deep breath in, and a breath out. Just a couple more like that. Keep sending the right hip back, heart towards the toes. On your next inhale, halfway lift, hands come to hips. And then rise all the way up to standing. We're just going to pivot on the heels all the way to the other side. So that we're facing towards the back of the mat. Square the hips, square the shoulders. Take a breath and get long. As you exhale, begin to fold down. Left hip moving back, right hip forward. As you melt over that left leg, soft bend behind the left knee. Fingertips to the ground or the leg. As you release into this hamstring stretch and breathe. On your next inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, hands come onto the hips. As you inhale, leading with your heart, rise all the way up. We're going to pivot on the heels again, back to the front of the mat. And this time, just step your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, sweep all 10 fingers up to the sky. Exhale, take it down, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, plant the hands, finding high plank or that modified high plank for Chaturanga. We're going to lower all the way to the mat. Finding our cobra again, lifting the heart, or maybe your full up dog. You can straighten the arms. And then our first downward facing dog. Go ahead, lift your hips high to the sky and breathe. Deep breath in. And let it go. Do just a couple more like that. Deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. One more deep, full breath. Exhale, emptying it out. Inhale, look to the top of your mat, and then walk, step, or float feet to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Completing with an inhale, reach all the way up, upward salute. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. All right, we'll take it, adding on just a little bit, find a chair pose here. Sit your hips back and down, weight into the heels. Hands can stay at your heart center or extend them by your ears, finding your full thunderbolt pose. Hips moving back, thumbs lifting up. Take another inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Listen carefully as you exhale. Just step your left foot back and so that you're in a lunge here. You're going to sweep your right arm up to the sky, finding a twisting lunge. Keep bending into your right knee as you open up and back. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, right hand down, right foot back, high plank, lowering through your Chaturanga. Sweeping into cobra or up dog. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you're going to look forward, step your left foot between your hands. Sweep your left arm to the sky, finding a twisting lunge, left side. Take a deep breath in. Open it up. Left hand comes to the mat. You're going to step forward with your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit your hips low. We're going to inhale back into back into chair pose. Take another inhale here. Stay and exhale. One more inhale. This exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale, pause. As you exhale, you're going to shift to the left foot. We're taking it the opposite way. Right toes back. This time, we're going to come all the way up into Crescent Lunge. So starting to fire up in the legs a bit here. Right hip forward, left hip back. Hands can be at the heart, or you can reach them up to the sky. Keep bending in your right knee. Take an inhale here, reach high. As you exhale, you're going to lean forward. The hands are at the heart. They can stay there, or you can reach your hands back. We're going to try to come into airplane pose. So you may take off right from here, or you may need to take a couple steps forward, and maybe your airplane looks a little like this. But the more you bend, the more you lift, kind of like a seesaw, reaching through the heart, back through that left heel. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the hand to the ground, standing splits, right leg to the sky. One more inhale. Bending in your left knee as you exhale, right foot finds the back of the mat. Left foot comes to meet it, high to low plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, heart up and open. Exhale, hips high. All right, look forward on your inhale. Step your right foot forward, finding your lunge. And this time we're going to come all the way up into Crescent Lunge. Hands at your heart. Square the right hip back, left hip forward. Or maybe the fingertips come up to the sky. Take a moment and breathe here. You'll start to lean your heart forward. Maybe the hands stay at the heart, or maybe they reach back, imagining your heart's like an arrow. And then begin to slowly step and find your balance. Find your airplane here. And breathe. The more you reach the left heel up, the more you lean forward. Maybe starting to take more of a nosedive. We're going to make your way all the way to standing splits. Hands to the ground, left heel to the sky. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, left foot meets the right, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt it down. Take your feet a little bit wider than the hips. Turn your toes out. We're going to come all the way up. So it's going to look like a little miniature version of our starfish. Legs are a little narrower. So instead of coming to goddess, we're going to exhale all the way down into yogi squat. So it's going to be an inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, collect the hands, squat down. So a few breaths like that. Inhale, blossom up. Exhale, squat down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. We're going to stay. Nestle those elbows into the inner thighs, inner knees, lifting up through the heart. Sitting into the sensation, any sensation of tightness or tension in the hips. Breathing here. And we're going to take the hands and bring them back behind the body and bring the hips down to the mat. Walk your feet together. Let your knees butterfly open. We'll take a couple kind of seated cat-cows here to really get us rocking in our pelvis. So as you inhale, you're going to rock forward and open up into a seated cow, and then exhale, rock it back and round. Inhale, rock forward, lift the heart. Exhale, rock back and round. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, round. So we're going to inhale, lift the heart, and then we're going to fold from there. So inhale, lift the heart, and then begin to fold forward into your butterfly. Arms can come out in front of you. You can keep your hands on your hips or behind you, wherever they feel most supportive for you. One more breath in and breath out. On your next inhale, rise up, and then begin to bring your knees to the sky and take yourself down all the way onto your back. All right. Begin to draw your knees up and into the chest. Maybe you rock from side to side, massaging your low back into the mat. We're going to finish with a little bit of kind of yin energy. We're going to hold some poses, starting with keeping that right knee in. Extend your left leg down onto the mat. So you can keep your thigh right over your chest, or you can kind of move to the right side of your rib cage. And what I want you to do is to really compress that hip joint as much as you can, pulling the knee or the shin in towards your body. And then come back into that 5-count breath. Inhaling and exhaling. As we begin to compress in the right hip flexor, it's like we're priming it to stretch it out one last time. We're getting everything, all the circulation into there, beginning to kind of heat it up, warm it up. A few more moments here. Really squeezing that shin in, letting your breaths be long, full, and deep. Now we're going to gently begin to release the right leg. And what I want you to do is to take your right foot to the floor, begin to let your knee open up to the right side, and then you're going to wiggle your foot so that it comes underneath your left leg. So it's kind of like you're tucking it under. So you can keep it here. You should already feel a stretch. Or maybe you take your left hand, reach it down, and start to walk your foot up and see if you can connect your hand and your foot. Last option here is to take that right arm and reach it up next to your right ear, lengthening out the full right side of your body. Again, coming into that 5 count inhale, 5 count exhale, long, full, deep breaths here. You have the right arm above the head, begin to release it. If you took the bind with your hand to foot, release it. And then just go ahead and straighten your right leg out and just feel if you feel any difference between your right and left side. Gently begin to bring your left knee in. We'll create that compression now, drawing the thigh in towards the chest or maybe right to the left side of your ribs. Hugging that in nice and tight. Compressing in that hip flexor, continuing to breathe in this mindful way. 5 count inhale, 5 count exhale. A couple more breaths, really hugging that knee in, creating compression here. Last breath, big full inhale. And as you exhale, begin to release your left leg, straightening or bringing the foot to the floor, letting the left knee open up, and then kind of wiggling your ankle underneath the right leg, underneath the right knee. So again, you can stay just like this, or maybe you take the right hand, see if you can bring it to that left foot. And then maybe that left arm extends overhead. Breathe here. A couple more moments here, long, full, deep breaths into that left side body. And begin to gently release your hand from your foot, bring your left arm down, and just straighten that left leg to meet the right. Take a moment here. Just feeling yourself relaxed. Soaking in a few moments of stillness here. You can choose to come back to that 5 count breath. Or maybe another exercise I like to do to keep myself grounded is just saying to myself as I'm inhaling, I am breathing in. And as I'm exhaling, I am breathing out. A way of keeping our mind here. This is really the fruit of our practice. It's the nectar, the place where all the pieces fall together. The physical begins to melt in with the mental, and we create our yogic space here. Stay here and breathe. Scanning your body and seeing if there's any way for you to release or relax anymore. Bringing your mind back to that space of your heart center where you were tapping your thumbs at the beginning of class. Feeling some warmth and energy in the heart space as you remind yourself why you practice, why you're here. Finding some gratitude for taking this time, this Monday evening, to meet yourself on your mat. Last few breaths here. Use these breaths to more mindfully come back into your physical body. Maybe bringing some movement gently into the toes, into the feet and the ankles. Slowly waking up your fingers and your hands and your wrists. And then big deep breaths as you bring in new oxygen, maybe even stretching your arms behind the head. Find a full body stretch. And then draw the knees into your chest. Roll over to your favorite side. Find the fetal position. Take a moment to feel comforted. And then gently begin to press yourself all the way back upright, finding yourself similar to how we began, up in an upright seat with the eyes closed. And can you arrive internally, finding yourself grounded and expanding your energy outward in the palms of your hands together here. Thumbs again coming to the center of your chest. Lifting your heart into your thumbs. Spreading all 5 fingers away. Now, not only are we considering that which brought us to our mat, but take your seat in this virtual community and the space that you're holding for each other. We're going to close our practice with the sound of Om. So listening to the own vibration of your voice, imagining, feeling this community of vibration around you. We'll take a cleansing breath first in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now we'll inhale for Om. Now taking your thumbs to the center of your forehead, acknowledging that seat of wisdom within. That place that pulls us through when life gets dim. That place that we can shine for ourselves and others to remind us of the knowledge and the wisdom that resides within each and every one of us. From my light, from my wisdom, I bow to each one of you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.